4. And Reggie White got a hand on that one. Reggie White may only have 5.5 sacks on the season coming into the game, but he also had 31 quarterback hurries to his credit coming into today.
That's top of your screen. That's Reggie White. Gets his hand up and knocks the ball away. You know, Reggie White doesn't have a lot of sacks this year, and of course that's because the offense double teams him and triple teams him. They feel you've got to stop Reggie White or you have no opportunity to execute anything offensively. So he gets so much attention that the other guys on the defensive line get to make the sacks.
3rd and 4. Packers 8 of 9 on third down conversions, and there is a flag. We'll see which side is guilty.
False start. Several members of the offensive line moved before the snap. 5 yards. It's still third down.
He mentioned several members of the offensive line. But I tell you, this line has really done a strong job today. Take a look at what that line has led.
128 rushing yards. Philadelphia prides itself on no one being able to get 100 yards rushing on them. Today, the Green Bay line has done the yeoman's work. Boy, magnificent day, really, blocking offensively.
Nearly 8 yards of play average. My goodness. And there is the first sack of the day. The graphic will now have to be changed as Andy Harmon comes in to record his 4th sack of the season.
I think I jinxed them, JB, talking about how good they're blocking, both run and pass-wise. That was Andy Harmon. Andy Harmon's of that kind of 3-tackle rotation they have in there. Harmon, Garlick, and Jeter. Just a nice play. Howland stayed with it. That's Frank Winters, number 52, the left guard he went over.
Second punt of the afternoon for Brian Wagner, as I mentioned earlier, replacing the cut Paul McJulian. By Sikahema back to receive. And Sikahema waiting for the fair catch. And the ball will be spotted near the 11, 36-yard punt. 4.7 hang time.
That's Nolan Cromwell. His special teams have been better today. He's taken a lot of criticism this week. Last week they lost to the Giants primarily because his guys, the special teams, didn't play well. Today they're playing well. No fumbles, no turnovers, no penalties, no punt block, no fumble punts, no muff snaps.
Rich Kotite squad has 6:44 left in the ball game, trailing 21-17. A touchdown needed to win. Heath Sherman. And Sherman to the left side for about 4. Brown and Yurkovich leading the tackles. There's Robert Brown, guy who lives in Fairfax, Virginia, does a lot of training down at George Mason University. Used to work out quite a bit with Dexter Manley when Manley was playing.
I think he's in school also, about to get his degree from a school back east.
2nd and 6. Looking for Barnett, and there's a flag on a play. Defensive interference should be called on Terrell Buckley that time, as Barnett had to ease up in his run trying to come back for the pass.
Terrell Buckley certainly ran into him. Had Terrell Buckley been going for the ball, been looking back, since both the offensive and defensive player have an equal opportunity to make the catch, it wouldn't have been a penalty. But in this case, that's not true. Barnett was free. Buckley is just defensing him, hits him too early. That's a penalty.
Point well taken. Had he looked back, and Chuck Cecil was right there waiting to apply the big hit.
Chuck Cecil
10.
Hit him too.
Ball at the 46 of Green Bay. Flea flicker. Cunningham looking deep. And another interference call. This time it will be on Roland Mitchell, as Barnett is saying, wait a minute, it should be down at the 1. We'll see where they spot it.
It certainly should be down to 1, and that is a penalty. 2 penalties in a row to help the Eagles go the entire length of the field.
Defensive pass interference, first and goal.
Well, just as we mentioned, don't count them out yet.
This is a flea flicker, JB, when the back goes into the line and flicks it back to the quarterback. Randall's throwing downfield. Just sometimes you figure you've got to save the touchdown and hope that your defense can keep them out of the end zone.
First and goal. Ball marked at the 2. Out of the I formation. The pitch to Walker. And Walker. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Herschel Walker looked to have been stopped at least twice and used that strength to drive across.
Well, Roland Mitchell is a defensive back. When he hit Herschel Walker at the 4-yard line, he was just trying to hold him up to get support from his linebackers to come up and push Herschel back. He got no support from his linebackers or defensive line. He, of course, couldn't hold Herschel, who weighs 30, 40 pounds more than he does. Touchdown. Herschel Walker should always be able to score if a quarterback hits him high on the 4-yard line, which, of course, he did.
6th rushing touchdown of the season for Herschel, and the point after is good. So Philadelphia goes out in front. 5:45 left in the ball game. The Eagles, on 2 humongous penalties, capitalize.
That's Roland Mitchell hitting Herschel at the 4. He can't hold him by himself. He's looking for support, gets no support. Herschel spins, breaks free, touchdown. Again, Herschel's coming to the right. We can see the defensive lines here. Good stick by Roland Mitchell. Hits him at the 5. He's trying to hold. He's looking for it. He's looking around. Somebody help me. No one gets there to give him any support. Herschel's a big, big running back. Spins, takes him in the end zone.
Herschel Walker, a well-chiseled and strong individual, knocking in what listed at 225, and Roland Mitchell at 195. But Mitchell may as well have been trying to stop a Mack truck.
You know, last week it was the offense via interceptions thrown by Brett Favre that really got the Giants back in the game. This week, it's poor plays by the defensive backs. 2 penalties, and the Eagles went the length of the field, and now they're behind at this point.
Ruzek set to kick off for the Eagles. 5:45 left in the ball game. Harris and Brooks are back for the Packers. And this will be Harris from the 11. And Harris is roped, hog-tied, and dropped by Saran Stacy. Don't forget, coming up next is the second half of our doubleheader action today, featuring the Rams against the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers. Others will see the Chicago Bears take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Doubleheader action, second half, coming up next on CBS. Philadelphia with 3 timeouts remaining, Green Bay with 2, as Mike Holmgren looks down the chart to see what may work. Packers will be starting from their own 21, 1st and 10. Thompson in motion. Favre escapes Evans. Intended receiver was Sterling Sharp. John Booty with the nice defensive play.
You know, Brett Favre didn't drop very deep. That was just a three-step drop and deliver. Sterling Sharp is trying to do one of those deep crossing patterns we spoke about earlier today. That was man coverage. Wasn't open. Good defense.
Pass a little too late that time, as you saw in that replay. Sterling Sharp can swat aside most defensive backs in this league. 2nd and 10.